Who were the Sumerians? Long before the ancient Egyptians, Greeks, or Romans, there was another civilization, one that emerged from the sands of Mesopotamia thousands of years ago. They were the Sumerians, often called the cradle of civilization. Yet today, they're a mystery to most of us. Who were these ancient people? What did they believe? And what secrets did they leave behind? Join us as we uncover the fascinating story of the Sumerians, the world's first known civilization and the architects of human history. The rise of Sumer, world's first civilization. Our journey begins around 4000 BCE in the fertile lands of southern Mesopotamia, in what is now Iraq. Here, between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, the Sumerians established one of the earliest known civilizations. This area, Sumer, was the birthplace of human organization on a scale never seen before. They built cities, Ur, Uruk, and Eridu, that were not just settlements but thriving urban centers. The first cities. Sumerian cities were complex, with designated areas for temples, markets, and homes. These cities also had walls for protection, reflecting an early awareness of organized defense. Uruk, one of the oldest cities in the world, may have housed as many as 50,000 people at its peak, a population unheard of at that time. Sumerian inventions and technology. The Sumerians were innovators who transformed human society with their inventions. Imagine a world without writing, the wheel, or organized agriculture. The Sumerians gave us all of these. The wheel, one of the Sumerians' most significant contributions, was the invention of the wheel, revolutionizing transport and agriculture. This allowed for the development of carts and chariots, making trade and travel more efficient. Writing and cuneiform. Perhaps their most groundbreaking invention was writing, which emerged around 3400 BCE. The Sumerians created cuneiform, a system of wedge-shaped marks pressed into clay tablets. At first, cuneiform was used for record-keeping, documenting trade, laws, and resources. Over time, it evolved to include poetry, myths, and historical records. Writing allowed ideas to be recorded and shared, laying the foundation for all recorded history that followed. Sumerian society and social structure. Sumerian society was highly organized, with a complex social structure. At the top was the king, or Lugal, believed to be chosen by the gods to rule. Next were priests and officials who managed religious and governmental affairs, followed by merchants, artisans, and farmers. Religion and priests' power. Religion played a central role in Sumerian life, and priests held significant power. Temples, known as ziggurats, were both religious and political centers, symbolizing the link between the divine and the earthly. Priests acted as intermediaries with the gods, conducting rituals and overseeing sacrifices. Commoners and slaves. The common people, farmers, craftsmen, and laborers, made up the bulk of society, while at the bottom were slaves, usually prisoners of war or those indebted beyond repayment. Despite the hierarchy, Sumerian law protected the rights of individuals to some extent, an early hint of structured governance. Religion, gods, and the Anunnaki mystery. Sumerian religion was polytheistic, with gods that represented natural forces and aspects of daily life. They believed that these gods directly influenced everything from floods and harvests to personal success and failure. The pantheon of gods at the top was An, the god of the heavens, and Enlil, the god of air and storms. Each city had its own patron god, with Enki, the god of wisdom and water, and Inanna, the goddess of love and war, being among the most prominent. The gods were depicted as powerful, often temperamental beings who needed to be appeased through ritual and offerings. The Anunnaki mystery. One of the most intriguing aspects of Sumerian belief is the Anunnaki, a group of deities who were said to descend from An, the sky god. Modern theories, often speculative, have proposed that the Anunnaki might be linked to extraterrestrial beings or advanced ancient knowledge, sparking interest in the esoteric community. While these interpretations are widely debated, the Anunnaki continue to fascinate and inspire both ancient astronaut theorists and historians alike. Sumerian mythology and the creation story. The Sumerians left behind myths that reveal how they saw the universe and humanity's place within it. Their creation story, known as the Eridu Genesis, tells of gods who created humans from clay to serve them, reflecting a society that saw itself as intimately tied to divine purpose. The flood myth. Interestingly, the Sumerians had a flood myth that predates the biblical story of Noah's Ark. In their tale, the gods decide to flood the world to curb humanity's growing power. One man, Zeusudra, is warned by the god Enki and builds a boat to survive. This myth, found on clay tablets, suggests a possible origin for later flood stories in various cultures. Sumerian science, mathematics, and astronomy. The Sumerians were pioneers in science and mathematics. They developed a base 60 number system, which is still used today for measuring time and angles. Their understanding of mathematics was sophisticated enough to enable them to construct complex buildings and plan agricultural projects, astronomy, and calendar. The Sumerians were skilled astronomers, dividing the sky into constellations and tracking the movements of celestial bodies. They created a lunar calendar to organize agricultural and religious events, showing an advanced understanding of cosmic cycles. They believed the heavens were intricately linked to the fate of humanity, a belief that would later influence Babylonian and Greek astronomy. The mysterious decline of Sumer. Despite their achievements, the Sumerians eventually declined, a mystery that historians are still trying to unravel. Around 2000 BCE, Sumerian cities began to weaken due to a combination of environmental changes, over-farming, and repeated invasions by neighboring peoples like the Akkadians and the Amorites. Environmental challenges. The Sumerians' reliance on irrigation led to the salinization of the soil, making farming increasingly difficult. As crops failed, cities became vulnerable to famine and economic instability. The lack of natural barriers also left them open to invasions, and over time, Sumerian culture was absorbed into those of the conquerors. Though Sumer faded, their legacy endured, influencing the Babylonians, Assyrians, and even cultures beyond Mesopotamia. In many ways, the Sumerians laid the foundation for civilization itself. The Sumerians were more than just the first civilization. They were visionaries who shaped the course of human history. Their inventions, myths, and beliefs still echo through time, reminding us of the brilliance and fragility of our beginnings. As we uncover more of their secrets, we gain insight not only into their world, but also into our own origins. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of the Sumerians, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us next time as we explore more ancient mysteries and hidden histories. See you next time!